Okay, so this is still hard for me to type out, but I need someone else to hear it, because I've never told anyone the full version. Not even my husband knows everything I'm about to tell you. 3 summers ago, we moved into a house outside Columbus, Ohio. Big backyard, half an acre, old wooden fence on one side separating us from the woods behind the property. The people who sold us the house had lived there almost 40 years and moved out kind of suddenly. Realtor said, downsizing. We didn't ask more than that. Lesson learned. First week of July, brutally hot. I've got dinner going and my 2 kids are out back. Ethan's 7, Lily's 5. I'm checking on them through the window every few minutes like you do, half paying attention, half stirring a pot on the stove. Around 7 p.m. I look out and they're both just standing there. Not playing, not moving, not even talking to each other. Both facing the fence, dead still, like someone had paused them. I remember wiping my hands and just watching for a second, waiting for them to snap out of it. They didn't. I go out and ask what they're doing. Lily says, and I remember this word for word because it messed me up so bad. She goes, "The tall man says we don't have to be scared of him." I asked what tall man, where. She pointed at the gap between 2 fence boards, maybe 4 inches wide, and said, "There. But you can't see him. He's only there when it's a little bit dark." That's not normal 5-year-old phrasing. My daughter does not talk like that. It sounded almost rehearsed, like she was repeating something someone had said to her, word for word, the way kids do when they're echoing an adult. I got them inside fast. Told myself it's a game. Kids make stuff up, whatever. Don't spiral. Didn't sleep that night, though. Around 2 a.m., I hear this dragging sound outside. Slow, deliberate, like a hand running along the fence board by board, the whole length of the yard and back. I got up and looked out. Nothing there. But our motion light by the shed kept clicking on. Off. On. Off. Like something was pacing right at the edge of the trigger radius, testing exactly how close it could get without setting it off. I almost went out there. I want to be honest. I had my hand on the back door. But something about the rhythm of that light, on, off, made me feel like it wanted me to come outside. So I didn't. Next morning, I checked the fence in daylight, right where Lily pointed. Deep scratch marks, low to the ground, 4 or 5 of them side by side, angled downward like something had crouched to look through the gap at exactly kid height. Here's the part I actually never tell people. I mentioned it to our neighbor, Mr. Halloran, an older guy who'd lived on that street longer than anyone. He got weirdly quiet, and then he said the family before us had the exact same thing happen. Their kid saw a tall figure through that same gap in the fence, always right around dusk, always described the same way. And then he said something I've never been able to shake. He said, "It's not looking at your kids' faces. Watch them next time. It's always looking at their shoes." I didn't understand what he meant until I thought back on it. Lily wasn't looking up the whole time she was talking about the tall man. She kept glancing down at her own feet, like she was checking something. We put up a solid privacy fence within a month. No more gaps, no more scratching, no more motion light going off at 2 a.m. for no reason. Lily stopped mentioning the tall man almost immediately, like a switch flipped, and honestly, that scared me almost as much as the rest of it. But last year, we were cleaning out her closet, donating a bag of her old shoes from that exact summer to Goodwill. My husband was folding them into the bag when he stopped and got really quiet. Taped to the inside sole of the left shoe, not written on it, taped, pressed flat against the inside like someone had deliberately placed it there, was a single, long strand of coarse black hair. We didn't keep the shoes. We didn't donate them either. We just got rid of them. I've sat on this for 2 years, because saying it out loud makes it real again. And I wasn't ready for that until now. But I need to tell someone the whole thing, start to finish, exactly how it happened. My parents have a house in rural Georgia, out past the tree line where the nearest neighbor is almost a mile off. There's an old in-ground pool in the backyard that hadn't been used in about a decade. My parents drained it years ago after a local kid drowned in it, back when the previous owners still had it open to the neighborhood. Nobody ever told us that until later. I wish they had. It just sat there, empty, deep end and shallow end, covered by a torn blue tarp that had half collapsed into the deep end over the years. I was staying there 2 summers ago, sleeping in my old childhood room, which faces the backyard and looks almost straight down into that pool. It started with our dog, Duke. He wouldn't go near it, not nervous barking, full refusal, wide circle around the entire pool area every time, ears flat, tail tucked, whining low in his throat like something was actively hurting him just from being close. Then, one night, I woke up around 2 a.m. to the sound of something in the water. Splashing. Slow, rhythmic, deliberate, like someone swimming laps in a pool that had been bone dry for 10 years. I told myself I was dreaming. I got up anyway and looked out the window. The tarp had been pulled back completely and folded into a neat square on the concrete edge. And down in the deep end, in the dark, I saw movement. Pale, low to the ground, moving in slow circles along the bottom of the pit like it was doing laps in water that wasn't there. I didn't sleep the rest of that night. In the morning, I told myself it was a raccoon, a trick of the moonlight, anything but what I actually saw. 2 nights later, my little cousin was staying over. She was 6. In the morning, she told my aunt, completely calm, eating her cereal, that a girl had visited her in the night and asked if she wanted to come swimming. My aunt asked what the girl looked like. My cousin said, "She's cold, and her hair is always wet, even when she's not in the water." Nobody had told that kid anything about a drowning. Nobody in our family even knew about it yet. That same week, my dad finally found out from an old neighbor what had actually happened in that pool decades earlier. A girl, 9 years old, went missing during a pool party and was found at the bottom the next morning. The family who owned the house sold it within the year and never spoke about it again. After we knew, everything got worse. The splashing came almost every night. The motion light above the pool started clicking on by itself, over and over. No wind, nothing triggering it. And one night, I heard it clearest of all. A child's voice, thin and small, calling out from the direction of the pool. "Come swim with me." I did not go outside. I've never wanted to not do something so badly in my entire life. My dad filled that pool with dirt within the month. Called a company, had it done in 2 days flat. Wouldn't even wait for a quote from a second contractor. The splashing stopped completely the night the concrete was fully buried. But the tarp, the one we buried, along with everything else, my mom swears she still finds it sometimes. Folded, sitting on the back porch steps, like it's waiting to be put back over water that isn't there anymore. We never told my little cousin what the girl's name was. We never asked her how she knew